Hey there, Jyotsna here, and my students like to call me Coach Joe. I'm an independent educational consultant and a college counselor. And guess what my purpose is? To help students reach their maximum potential. I'd like to welcome you to this BSMD webinar where I'm going to give you deep insights into the program. Grab your notebook and your pen because you're going to learn a lot of things. The key ingredients required for the BSMD program, be it academics, test scores, research, volunteering opportunities, how to create the wow factor in extracurricular activities for the medical field, and last but not the least, leadership. Stay tuned as I go over every single component that's important to build a profile that no college can refuse, specifically the BSMD programs. And also, what is the application process? You're going to learn a lot in this program, so let's get started. Unlocking your path for the BSMD program. About me, I'm an immigrant. I studied in India. I was frustrated with the lack of clarity in the college admission process, and I made it my mission to help parents understand the process and not be overwhelmed like I was. Okay, here are my certifications and my qualifications. I'm a Tony Robbins certified life coach, a positive psychology coach, an executive functioning coach who works with ADHD students, meditation instructor, and a pranic healer, and I have my college counseling from UC Berkeley. So let's look over a case study of a BSMD student who was counseled by me. Okay, so we went through a very structured application roadmap for him. We built a whole process, a roadmap, a wow factor in his extracurricular activities. He did do research under us, and he had submitted his paper for publishing at the time when he was applying for the colleges. Okay, the biggest win for the student was basically writing his own Common App essay, which is a personal statement showing his creative sides, personality, and also all the supplemental essays that he wrote for the different BSMD programs. He landed in St. Louis University with 125K scholarship. He also won full tuition in couple of colleges. He got into University of Southern California. He got into Drexel. He got into Baylor, and he got into a lot of colleges under my advice. Okay, so let's go. Who is this program for? You're in the right place if you want to skyrocket your child's success. You want to create a great profile for the BSMD process, which involves like passion projects, advanced study techniques, and hands-on research experience. And also, if you want to outplay competition with our cutting-edge technology and innovation, and you want to fuel your child's learning from leading experts, then Gifted Gabber and Coach Joe's courses are right for you. Okay, so a quick agenda for this webinar. You're going to learn what are the different medical paths, the difference between a BSMD, BSDO, ingredients of a successful medical applicant. You're going to see our Gifted Gabber results and our Gifted Gabber edge or solution for cracking the BSMD program. So, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, this is not for you. I've got to warn you, if you're looking for shortcuts, if you're reluctant to put hard work from your child, you want to put minimal effort, and you're looking for overnight success, and you think that grades alone are going to land you in BSMD, that's not going to work. And also, if you're seeking a deal and not quality, these courses are not for you. Okay, so you will get a bonus for hanging until the end. We will give you a comprehensive BSMD, BSDO guides and college list for all the webinar attendees at the end. Okay, so the question now is, are you ready to make an impact to your child's future? Do I hear a yes? So let's go. Okay. Our success basically have to show you the colleges that my students have gotten into. They've gotten into Stanford, Johns Hopkins, full tuition, UC Berkeley, Cornell University, Carnegie Mellon, St. Louis BSMD program, Augusta, NYU, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, Case Western. I mean, there are a lot more. It just doesn't fill in this page. I'm very proud of my students. So let's back up a bit and talk about how I started this program. Okay, it all started during the pandemic. The students had to stay home with no extracurricular activities. They could not do shadowing or lab work. And the real problem was how would they show their achievements? And also SAT, ACT scores were optional. That's when I started this unique program to boost a student's profile. How do you really talk about your profile not having those in-person activities because pandemic had changed? That's when this program came into genesis. Okay, I was obsessed with making BSMD counseling mainstream and finding a solution, right? It was so hard to find the right formula or the requirements that were needed. I did my research. I started hiring the best mentors and coaches in the industry to learn and guide my students. Okay, so fast forward today, my students have gotten into Harvard Pre-Med, St. Louis University with scholarship, Texas NMed, Augusta 7-year program, St. Bonaventure, Hofstra Pre-Med, Vanderbilt, UC Merced, NYU's Pre-Med program, University of South Alabama, full tuition, and Stony Brook's 8-year BSMD program. Okay, so how has this knowledge changed my life? It's changed my life and my students' life. I found the success formula and exact steps that are needed for the BSMD program, and my students have applied it and we see the results. And I want the same for your child as well. Okay. So do you want to know the success formula to get into the BSMD? Okay, a virtual thumbs up. Let's talk about the medical programs that are there. What are the different paths that are available? Number one is a traditional path where students do the undergrad, followed by writing an MCAT to get into the med school. Sometimes they take a gap year to prepare for the MCAT program, or they just do it in their undergrad and get into a medical school. That's the traditional path. That is also that my students have as a safety when they're applying to BSMD colleges. Then there is something called as the early assurance program, where colleges, when they go into their undergrad in their sophomore year, they're able to apply for the medical school based on their performance from the first 2 years of their undergraduate program. Basically, Case Western pre-professional program is something like this. So when they go in, they get into the undergrad program, they perform very well, and they are invited to apply for either the BSMD program or continue with their undergrad. Then there is our fan favorite, which is the combined BSMD program, where you're given assurance that you're admitted into the medical school for like 4 years of undergrad and 4 years of med school. But some of the colleges have an MCAT requirement and some of the colleges don't. Very, very rare do the MCAT requirement be waived. And if a college has waived it, then it's extremely, extremely competitive and very difficult to get in. Okay, so these are the 3 options that are available. The advantages of the early assurance program, which was the middle program, is that it gives students a bit of a time before deciding. So when they are in high school, they really don't have all that information. So they're kind of overwhelmed, and going into an early assurance program sort of helps them in sort of taking some time to understand and making their decision whether they want to pursue a BSMD program and become a doctor. Okay, so let's go about the BSMD program. So what is the BSMD program? BSMD program is also known as the direct medical program that allows students to do their bachelor's immediately followed by the MD program without having to go through a special admissions process for medical school. So it's like they're assured of 8 years or sometimes 7 years, and they come out as MD candidates. Okay. The question is, how hard is it to get into a BSMD program? Extremely. The acceptance rate of a BSMD program ranges from 1 to 3%. So they need like perfect candidates for this program because they're spending so much money in preparing the students for the rigorous course. Okay, so typically there are two kinds of programs: the 7-year, which is more popular, where students do 3 years of undergraduate and 4 years of med school, or sometimes it's the 4+4, which is 4 years undergrad followed by 4 years of med school. Okay, now let's go over the key ingredients of a BSMD applicant. This is a very, very important slide that you need to know. The 6 key factors in admissions are academics. Academics are number 1 factor. The test scores, SAT or ACT, they do not distinguish between them. It's not test optional when it comes to BSMD program. Research is another very, very important aspect in a BSMD candidate. Community service, they're looking for volunteering, anything that's related to the healthcare industry. And they're looking for clinical exposure, shadowing a physician, a pediatrician, a dentist, a psychiatrist. They want students to sort of experience working in a medical environment. So that's very, very important to have that in a student's profile. And extracurricular activities. They are looking for extracurricular activities. That's a wow factor that really, really stands out for a BSMD program. So let's go into the different aspects. We're going to dig deeper. So when it comes to academics, they're either looking for GPA, grades, class rank. It doesn't matter if your school doesn't offer it. They're looking for AP courses, or if you're in the IB curriculum, they're looking for the IB courses. Okay, these are the scores that are needed by the BSMD schools. Of course, there is the National Merit Scholarship. For SATs, they need about 1550 and above, and ACT of about 34 or 35 to be considered for the BSMD program. Okay, let's go over to the extracurricular activities, the wow factor. BSMD programs are looking for volunteering, they're looking for shadowing, and they're looking for research. These 3 components are extremely, extremely important in a profile. Volunteering can be done in research clinics, in nursing home or hospice cares or hospitals. Shadowing, this is another critical piece that's needed when you're building a BSMD profile. Shadowing can be either in a physician's office, a pediatrician, dentist, chiropractor, psychiatrist, anybody who is a practicing medical professional. Colleges expect students to have some kind of experience, real experience having worked there. And the different types of research that a BSMD student can do is publish a research paper, either work in a laboratory or clinic, or research in hospitals and universities. We offer research programs under a university professor on a topic of their choice. We are building a program and trying to bring in different kinds of experts to help students. Again, leadership is the most important component in a BSMD program. They're looking for exceptional communication skills, mental toughness, and ambition. Now let's go over the BSMD application process. It's 3 steps. When your child is a senior, this is how they go about applying for the BSMD program. Number 1, they need to apply for the program through the Common App and get accepted by the college. And then the medical college or the college that they've applied will invite the student to apply for their medical school. So it's a two-step application process. Once the student gets accepted into that specific program, the last process is the mini medical interview, which is after the medical application. Students are invited for an interview, either with a panel or with one admission officer. Once this is done, the results are announced. So as you can see, it's a very, very rigorous three-step process to apply for the BSMD program. Okay, so here's my question for you. Have you gained clarity about the BSMD Accelerated program? Do I hear a yes? Wonderful. So the question is, how do you beat the competition, right? I'm not sure why you showed up today. Maybe you were frustrated and confused about the BSMD program. Perhaps you were overwhelmed, or you heard the excitement and the buzz from other students about how successful they've been with the BSMD program, and you wanted to see how you could make it work for you. Or perhaps you were so bored that you wanted to hang out with me. I really hope so. Okay, either way, there's one thing I want you to know is that I've cracked the code for the BSMD program through my unique counseling services. And it literally has changed my world and the world of my students. And it's very much replicable and applicable to your child, whatever formula that we have created. And the end result, going through our program, is creating a stellar profile for the BSMD program. Don't you want that? Okay, so the obvious question is, do you want to harness our gifted gapper system, the success formula, and apply it to the college admissions to either build a profile if your child is in the freshman, sophomore, or the junior year? It's never too late. The sooner you start, the better your profile is going to be. Or you can do it by trial and error. You can do it like very, very slowly, like trying to figure out information that's on the internet. Most of the time, the information is not correct at all. Or you could come to us and join our programs by using our unique and innovative framework to land in the BSMD colleges. So the choice is yours. Okay, so do you want to hear the exact step-by-step gifted gapper solution to crack the BSMD program? So let's get started. So here are our unique solutions. We have BSMD and medical counseling for seniors who are going to apply this fall. We also have a BSMD and medical counseling students for non-seniors or high school students who are in the 9th and 10th and in 11th grade, for all these 3 grades. So how do you register? You can go to giftedgapper.com, or you can click on the link below. Okay, the question is, are you excited to see your child excel with our guidance? Do I hear a yes? Okay, wonderful. I want to reiterate our results. Basically, I've had students win over $5 million combined in scholarships, and our students get accepted into 90% of the colleges that they apply to. That's what we aspire to do. And our students have won multiple scholarship offers and acceptances all over the country. Okay, and I want to share with you the impact of our programs. This is an acceptance letter from Duke where they mention about, I enjoyed reviewing your application and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess, right? So research is a very, very important component in the BSMD program. Okay. So have you gained clarity today about the BSMD process? Yes. Wonderful. This is how you can register by going into giftedgapper.com. And we have a bonus for attendees. If you enroll into any of our fall programs by midnight today, you get this exclusive bonus course for BSMD, which is the ultimate scholarship resources that are available that you can use to apply to different programs that offer merit aid. It's worth $299 and it'll be yours for free. Okay. Any questions? I would love to answer